I don't know how we're gonna make sure that these people come on, or if they're seeing it.
On YouTube, it should already be live, so they just click on it.
Okay, cool. Can we check on YouTube? Okay, cool. So I can start seeing the.
Yeah, you're live.
All right, cool, beautiful. 13. Okay, nice. Let's go. All right, I'm about to go on live on Instagram too. I'm gonna go from my phone. All right, we're live on IG. Cool. Now, where do I see the questions? I don't even know.
You're gonna see here.
Guys, I don't know how to do this live thing.
Click on comments.
Comments.
What we're gonna do, yeah. So you're gonna see the comments here. What you can do is
Okay,
click on the
beautiful.
bot here, and then you can pin the question on the screen.
All
when
right.
you're answering it, you can pin it.
Cool.
It'll be on your left side.
Awesome. Test comment. Yeah, please, guys. I think we're just gonna figure this bad boy out because we got like a billion things to figure out. Cool. All right. To be honest, I'll just run it like this. We're good. Doubt. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, guys. So I think I'm live on a few platforms right now, so that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna be running it like as it comes in. All right, cool. So I don't know where to look at first for the questions. We got questions going everywhere. So we got YouTube going live. I love it. Live, good. Going live is good, but with danger. What? Oh, Twitter too?
Yeah.
Sick. Open it. Let's see what it looks like. Oh,
11 people live on Twitter.
let's go. What's up, everyone? All right, cool. Let's just check out what's up with Instagram. Tu parles français? Yes, I speak French. Fire setup. Thanks, guys. Took a long while. Okay, cool. Shall we get started? Anybody got any interesting question? I got all day going. So one of the hardest part is going to be checking out Instagram and then looking at everything else. Is a growth company in coaches niches difficult to scale? I believe it's not necessarily impossible, but it's definitely harder to scale if you don't have a brand or if you don't have a personal brand. So if you guys are trying to get into that space, then just expect that only 10% of the marketplace who are running growth offers are actually going to make any money. The rest are just going to be stuck, not making anything. Can I trust commission only setters and closers? I mean, it depends. It depends if can they trust you? Are you worthy of their trust? What's your opinion on personal branding for agency, personal branding agency for entrepreneurs? I mean, it's hard. One of the problem that I've seen with people trying to push personal branding offers is that if you yourself don't have a personal brand, why would people work with you? You know, that's just the hard part. So I wouldn't suggest for you guys to push those unless you guys are actually, primarily focused on growing your own brand. Love it. Love it. Should we let someone go live? No, I think that would be crazy. Because they can't hear them, right? They wouldn't be able to hear them. No.
If they come in through streamer, yes.
Yeah, okay. But it's on Instagram. How would you push a health performance offer? I would push. I mean, you can push anything as long as you figure out a way to get attention. I don't like to push offers. I like to find an audience first and then push an offer to them. So if you find people who are a little bit fat, then you can give them a health and performance offer. But if you just start with like a health and performance offer, then you're not going to make anything because the offer only works if the audience is good. Should you build your own personal brand and then build a business off of it, or vice versa? Um, I think you won't build a personal brand unless you're actually doing something interesting. So I think they go hand in hand. You said when we do prospecting, will you suggest to collect emails? Of course, you got to collect data when you're prospecting. If you're not collecting data, then um, it's going to be hard for you to sustain scale. Let's look at Instagram. How can we convince someone to work with us if we're just starting out and don't have proof? Well, you do your best to sell the vision, you know? How do you create social delta starting out? You don't. Um, Good afternoon. Let me put this on screen. Someone asked, how does the LTV look like after the 90 days when working with build and release? So the thing is, when you sell a build and release offer, the goal is that once you build the infrastructure, you figure out a way to retain them um, on a almost like I guess not retainer, but like you sell them a longer agreement that keeps them so that you can consult and solve future problems. So the people who you build infrastructures for will have future problems, and those future problems is where you make, that we have clients who we've built infrastructures for, just to give you context, who have paid maybe 10, 15 grand to get started, but who ended up paying us, 40K, 50K plus a year. Um, because we've already solved their first problems. Okay. So when you solve someone's first problems, you also get to deserve to solve the next problems. That's the beauty of this model, where if you get into someone's business and you help them solve problems, they're going to pick you to solve the next problems. Right. So that's the beautiful thing. When you talk about coach niches, is it B2B coaches or B2C coaches? Well, um, coaches is coaches. Like, it's not, I don't talk about a specific a specific segment of the market that they're targeting, right? How are you able to create ads that convert into followers? I'm trying the social funnel right now. You probably heard of it, but struggle to get followers. Well, if people aren't following you, it's because there's probably no value that they're getting from you. So what can you do to give them more? That's really the most important part. Okay, let me jump on Instagram. What are your tips to grow? One second. What are your tips to grow a YouTube channel? Find videos that are going viral. Like, I feel like you growing YouTube channels nowadays is so easy. I mean, you guys are seeing a lot of people pop up left and right, and I think just find something that is going viral and then just leverage it. All right, cool. All right. How can we manage time between posting content consistently 3 times per week, prospecting, and also doing college? I mean, I've never done that. I don't know anyone who's ever done that. So I don't think that that's possible. I mean, it is possible, but you're just going to be average at all 3 things. You're going to be average in school, you're going to be average in prospecting, and you're going to be average at content. You can't try to be good at business and also expect to be good in school, to be good at content, to be good at prospecting. It doesn't make sense. What is your Google Doc method for closing? I mean, join NBL and you'll figure it out. Uh, how to create sales assets like process selling via sell. Just map out the process that you leverage to help your clients experience an outcome. And what you want to do is make a loom about it. Make a loom. A loom is always the key. Cool, 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 cool. What will be the offer in the outreach DMs or ads for build and release? I don't necessarily think when you're promoting, you don't promote build and release. What you do is you promote a breakdown of an infrastructure. So you essentially tell them, hey, here's how someone else got the desired result, and here's the thing they leverage to get it. So you're selling a system, you're selling an infrastructure. You don't really promise, um, you don't sell the build and release, or you don't promote on the front end build and release. You give people what they want. How to build a personal brand? I don't know how to do that, to be honest. I think you build a personal brand by just being personable, or just being yourself on show up every day. But how can I create a personal brand when I'm just starting out with only 6 clients? So I still have real experience to talk about, guys, I started creating my first piece of content after I read or listened to a talk by Naval where he was talking about leverage. We went to a cottage and I just put it in front of my phone. I just installed it in front of me and I pressed record. And I talked about leverage, and I talk about the hardest leverage or the most annoying leverage is people, and then the most leverage is media. So that's why I'm making this video. That's why I'm on live. Um, and I posted it on YouTube. Then I started reading this book, and I thought the concept that the book was sharing, the insights were interesting. So what I decided to do was make a video about that. Right? I think I have it on my Instagram where I was drinking wine and I was sitting in front of this whiteboard and I was giving a lecture. I was starting to get a little bit drunk because I would I would like try to record once and I would take a sip of wine and I would start teaching, and then what happened is I would mess up. So what happened was I would restart again and I would start again. I would take a sip of wine. I would start teaching again. I would mess up one thing. And then at some point I was like, yo, this is crazy. So that's how you start a personal brand. You just try to figure out. Hey, Frankie, who was your first mentor? My first program that I've ever bought was from, I think, was something from Dan Voss. He was pitching the model of selling on Amazon, FBA. I bought it, probably the first thing I bought, I think. And then from there, I bought something from a guy, Airbnb stuff. And then I bought Scott Hilsey um, program, the simplified dropshipping. And I got my first sale through dropshipping. One sale, I was at the gym. I made $19. I thought I was about to become a billionaire. I looked at everybody else at the gym and I was like, all of you guys are brokies. I just made money while squatting. You know how it feels to make money while doing squats? $19 on after you squat. It's like, man, no matter, I don't care if you can squat 600 pounds. I felt like I could squat the world. There's nothing like making a sale doing nothing that will make you feel like you can lift the world. And then after that, I bought Iman's agency incubator, I believe is what was called. Um, I guess there was some information in that. And then I switched to Sam Ovens Consulting Accelerator, and Consulting Accelerator was the moment that my mindset and my vision, I started seeing how someone, because the thing with Sam Ovens is he's a really great critical thinker, and he could showcase how someone could break down simple things, everyday things that most people never look at, and turn them into, and really break down things, like analyze and synthesize things. And it was so beautiful, and it changed my life. I think it changed my life. He talked about something that was super important on how life is cycles, is cyclical, right? And he would talk that when you're starting to win, you start going up, 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 and up. There's always that one habit, that one behavior that messes up everything in your life, right? And you go back down and you have to pick up again. So what I learned from that, and this is just one concept from the whole course, is that if you're able to remove that one habit that keeps you from being consistent, or that brings back that just puts you in a bad state, whether that be emotional, whether that be energy wise, if you are able to remove that, and for some people, it may be drinking alcohol. For others, it may be um, hanging around the wrong people. For others, um, it may be smoking, right? Some people smoke. Some people don't notice how that affects them. But guys, if you don't master your energy levels and being able to control them, I don't think you can be successful. Success is less about, oh, I'm smart all the time. I know the best paid ads campaign. It's about it's about energy management. And you can't manage your energy if you don't know how your cycles work, right? So for me, Sam Ovens killed it. Shout out, he's a goat. I associate a lot of my success to his mindset training. So yeah, love the new sign. Thanks, guys. Love it. Can you create a build and release offer that does not have a monetary desired result, i.e., the client's goal? Thanks, Jill. The client's goal is exposure, not specifically money. Of course, we have clients who are selling content infrastructures to like insurance firms who want to scale their their brand online on Instagram. Right? We have a client who recently just signed up in GCP, who sold one. So that's good. What's the best niche for starters? Uh, um, I don't know. I don't know. Any niche works. Whatever niche you can get your hands on, you get on it. Probably people you understand first, though. The people pick the market that you understand the best. Do you have a plan for the crypto bull run? I don't. I mean, to be honest, guys, I see a lot of people who are pushing that, and a lot of people who are just milking that trend of crypto. But knowing how, being someone who's, I guess, at a certain level, I can see that I can influence things, people. I realize that most of this stuff in crypto is just a bullshit trend. It's just people pushing something. So you get inside of it and then they just short and they sell and they make billions of dollars and you're just out there losing your last dollar. I personally don't, I'm not trying to get rich quick. I don't care. Let's say I put 100 grand in crypto and I make $5 million. Okay, so what? Am I going to stop client acquisition at IO because suddenly have $5 million in the bank? No. So if my goal isn't necessarily to make 5 mil or to make $50 million because of luck, then I'd rather just focus on acquiring the skill that can allow me to make $50 million whenever I want to. It's about control. It's not about getting rich quick. It's, guys, there's no I don't know if there's nothing that makes you noble from getting rich quick. There's nothing makes you, even within yourself. If you do something and you know you cheated your way to success, even when you sleep at night, you know that you're just a little bitch, right? I never want to sleep and think to myself that I'm a little bitch, you know? I want to wake up every morning and look at myself in the mirror and say, "Oh shit, I got this shit. I own this shit." You know? So I'm just playing this business game, building an audience, and I can always print whenever I want, you know? You know the drill. Why your voice changing? I don't know, brother. Oh, by the way, for everyone on YouTube, I'm also on Instagram, so that's why I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at YouTube comments. I'm looking at everything. Um, how is the automation agency offer it is also comes under selling infrastructures? Yeah, I think automation agencies can also um, be applied to build and release. So anybody who's selling AI automations, chatbots, any type of systems integration applies to also build and release, right? Build and release is a model. So anything you're selling can be applied. What's your biggest lessons on YouTube? Ideation, thumbnails, content strategy. Guys, when it comes to YouTube, I'm not a YouTube expert, right? Which is probably why I haven't blown up yet. I I would say that I'm still 80% specific knowledge, specific problems that I'm encountering in business and that our clients are encountering, and less playing the game of, okay, let me blow up on YouTube. Like, I don't necessarily think I'm a YouTuber first. I'm a business owner first and then a YouTuber second. So I even the content on YouTube is highly influenced by the business. It's not YouTube influences my business. It's my business influences YouTube. So I always primarily speak on content with um, when it comes to like what am I seeing in the business, that the market, what are trends, and I focus on the business first. I talk. It's still niche content, if I can say that. But I'm sure there are people out there who are super good with YouTube. What's the difference between having an appointment setting agency and selling infrastructure, growth agency? Well, selling, I mean, stress levels is something that's different. Um, Appointment setting, you're just getting paid monthly, a retainer, and you're doing the work. Selling infrastructures is you're getting paid way more money one time to build the thing that does the work in the business of your clients, right? So you're building the machine that creates the inputs that create the output. Okay, so that's the difference. Being gorgeous ski as you can attract a lot of mademoiselle. How you deal with this? I don't attract any lady, unfortunately. I'm just at home working. What's your YouTube video on how to make money as a consultant, bro? How would you have the build and release for people who want to become freelancers? I believe obstacles are way different than someone with an agency. Yeah, I think even as a freelancer, the the strategy would be you help them build a better positioning, a better service, a better offer, a better sales angle. But you would also actually help them build client acquisition infrastructures. Now, for freelancers, it may seem something like you helping them maybe build their Upwork profile, right? And then having them script their profile, everything like that. And then whenever a client comes in, you also show them how to negotiate deals um, so that they can get more deals and faster, close, get the sales cycle much shorter. So it's just analyzing, okay, how does that work for freelancer? What like I would so here's the beautiful thing about build and release. You actually don't even need to have experience in the niche that you're working with. You just need to be able to find and research the best people in that niche. So as an example, if I wasn't me and I wanted to get in the game, I would look at, hey, what is Serge doing? I'll look at, okay, how many pieces of content is he posting a week? What is he talking about? Cool. Then I would break down the content angle. Then I would look at, okay, how is he collecting data? How is he collecting leads? And I would look at, okay, what are the funnels that he's leveraging? What are the emails? What are the flows? What is the positioning? Is there a VSL? Okay, cool. I would break that down. I would build documentation and everything. Then I would be like, okay, how is he doing appointment setting? Then how is he doing sales? Once you document that, you can turn it into a build and release. But you need to do that also for freelancing, for any niche that you're going into. You first just need to find who's the most successful person in that niche. Then you need to break down every single infrastructure in that business. And then from there, you just go distribute that to as many people as you can. Um, so someone said, okay, so someone said asking questions about business coaching. I think this question is becoming a little too redundant. I don't really understand it, even myself. Um, but I'm gonna answer a better question. Someone said, "How do I get rid of addictions?" Find something else to be addicted to is the answer. If you're addicted to crack, go get addicted to making money. Okay, just change the addiction. Yeah, you ain't getting away from addictions. That doesn't work. And addiction is not bad. It's just bad when you're addicted to things that can kill you, right? So, if we look at Grant Cardone, he was addicted. At 25, he was off drugs, right? He was getting off of drugs. But that guy now, 63, 64 years old, is printing money. He's on YouTube. He's a content creator. He's more of a content creator than any TikToker ever on this planet, right? But that made him a billionaire. So you got to figure out a way to if you have an I personally don't think I have an addictive personality. I don't get addicted to nothing. I just want to chill at home, watch a little show,
maybe get a nice car, just watch a movie every night, maybe a glass of wine once a week, make a family, and just stay at home. Okay, maybe go to Cape Town. That's that good. Maybe get a jet. That would be cool. Maybe to just try it once. Um, for me, my drive comes from just feeling like I could do more, could do better. So that's how I do things. So I'm not. I don't. I, so I'm actually the wrong person to think about addictions because I don't have any. I'm not addicted to much. I'm not even addicted to business, guys. Like that's something a lot of people don't know. I'm. Not, I don't even actually care. I'm just addicted, I guess, to fulfilling my potential and to feeling proud. And sometimes feeling proud is also not chasing. Every time you chase, every time you're desiring of things, you are essentially, how can I say this? You're creating a gap and you're creating lack. So if you care about yourself, then it's probably not the best you. Someone said, "Say, would you tell it's easier to tie or offer revenue production if you can?" So Shan Johnson asked, "Is it easier to tie your offer to revenue production? Would you be fine?" So if you, one second, I'm just trying to read. Can you do that for a coach? You'll be fine, but if you're selling lifestyle hacks, it's hard. So his question is, if is it easier to sell revenue outcomes or is it easier to sell hacks or lifestyle? Now, I believe we're in a market where even revenue or claims, making claims is actually going to not necessarily make a difference because everybody can make claims. And most of these people making claims have never done anything, right? So I think the market is eventually going to be numb to these claims. But I believe that the best way that you can sell in today's day and age is actually to relate to the prospect and to tell them how they feel, let them know what they're struggling with, essentially bringing awareness to what they're currently dealing with. Okay. So if you can do that, whoever can relate to the market the best is the one who's going to win. Do I know Sergey, the UFC fighter? No, I do not. I don't watch UFC. I watch it sometimes, but I don't watch it really. Okay, let's see on Instagram. Do I live in Montreal? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm Canadian. Je suis Québécois. I'm Québécois as fuck sometimes. Um, hey, I'm just curious. You said that it's hard to scale in a coaching niche. Oh my God, guys. I've made a 3, 4, 10, 13 hour challenge about this. If you guys don't have not seen this, it's not that it's hard to scale a coaching niche. It's just that it's going to be harder for beginners, right? And I think we might have to block Athar from asking questions because he's asked this question 25 times on all the platforms. He's coming from Instagram, he's jumping on this other thing. But anyway, I'm joking, brother. You're good. No, don't block him, please. Cool. So let's see. What do you think of going down the productized service to scale instead of build and release? Productized service route to scale to 300K a month instead of build and release. I don't believe you can scale. I don't. What? Well, you tell me what a productized service is. What does the productized service route look like? I'd be curious to see what a breakdown. Do I speak French? Oui, je parle français. I speak French, of course. Um. All right. All right. Can you still do a retainer model and still sell infrastructures? You sell the infrastructure, then you retain them. That's how the model works, right? And the reason why we don't sell retainers first is um, because retainers are not as profitable. The margins when you sell a retainer are super low because you have to pay to acquire the lead, you have to pay to set the appointment, you have to pay to close the deal. So by the time you get your first retainer, you're actually not that profitable. Okay. So what this means is we needed to figure out a way to make more money on the front end so we can afford to be more aggressive on acquisition. And the only way you can do that is by selling infrastructures because an infrastructure delivers a lot of value. That way, the perceived value of the offer is super high. Therefore, you can charge as much money as you want, right? Someone is asking, should I do content in French? No, not right now. I don't speak French that often, to be honest. Like it's super. Um, I speak it, but I'm not a business owner in French. Like a lot of the things I know in English, I can't teach it in French. If you paid me 100 grand to teach you how to scale a business in French, I would have to go back to school to learn French. But I can, if we're speaking French, I can speak French. I'm just not, the concepts, I've learned them in English, so I have a hard time translating them in French. Um, would it be better to get paid 2, 3K a month recurring than sell an infrastructure? Well, it would if you actually retain those clients. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want retainers," but I'm like, "Well, okay. Are you sure that that client that you signed for 2, 3K a month is actually going to stay after month one?" Most people just are so optimistic. They're like, "Oh, no, I'd rather sell retainers." I'm like, "Yeah, right. You churn most of your clients after month one and two, and you think that that's a business? That's not a business, right?" So if you know that you're going to lose most of your clients after month one or month two, then it's a way better off securing that total agreement value contract size on the front end, so that whether they leave after month one or two, you still made your money, right? Cool. Um, what are your thoughts? Let's look at this. What are your thoughts on build and release for local service business in a third world country with low population? Ooh, ooh. What are your thoughts on build and release for a local service in a third world country with low population? I probably wouldn't, just generally because it's the opportunity is probably not the best. Now, you can do it because you're just going to get experience, but it's probably not the best opportunity for you. Figure out some way to do work online, guys. Like you need to figure out a way to help businesses through without needing to be in person, without needing anything local, right? So, but can you help local people in the third world country? Yes, you can. But are you going to get paid like first world country money? No. So, what do you want? Do you want to get paid good money for your time? So, essentially, if you go first world versus third world, it's leverage. In the first world, you have more leverage than in the third world country. Okay. So, it's all a matter of leverage. Cool. So, let's see what this is about. A mental model. What pattern or mental model changed your life? Did I learn some new mental models this year? Um, I wouldn't say that I've learned a specific mental model that is new this year, but I've definitely started paying more attention to leverage, like leverage. My new screensaver on my phone says out leverage to win, right? I can't beat a competitor from working hard. I can only beat them from out leveraging them. So business is all a game of leverage. Warren Buffett has more leverage than I do. No matter how smart I am, if I don't have enough as the same level of leverage, I'm not going to beat him. Okay? So that could be a little insight for you guys. Um, do I use cold email for my cold outreach? If so, how do you think this channel will evolve in the future? I think you should use cold email mainly like a platform to get leads. I don't necessarily like, or to get leads and interest. I wouldn't personally use cold email the same way people use it for appointment setting. You should appointment set outside of cold email because it's just super noisy as a platform. Okay? That's my advice. Cool. What do you think of insurance agencies model? I don't know what that model is, brother. What do I think about agencies in the insurance niche? I think it's good. We have people making money in those niches a little bit all over the world. Um, yeah. Any thoughts how I can expand business that is having a hard time getting more clients? If you're having a hard time getting more clients, it's just a matter of how much attention are you getting, right? If nobody knows about you, then yeah, you won't make any money, right? Regardless of how good you are at appointment setting, regardless of how good you are at sales, um, if you're not getting the attention, you're not going to make any money. It's just that simple. Attention is everything. Attention is everything, right? So, yeah. Productized service, I mean, making the service incredibly standardized, systematized to the point where it's scalable to those levels without insane complexity. Owner works with some offers. Well, I think, yeah, you can definitely scale that to 300K a month. The only issue will become on pricing. Can you command the price that you need to be profitable as soon as you start scaling? Because just because a service is easy to fulfill doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to make more money. Because making money is about the business unit economics, right? It's can you buy money at a profit, right? So that's why it's super important for people to master, um, to see business from the to see the whole thing in business. It's not just about, oh, let me sell this coaching thing or this productized thing so I can get as many clients as possible. Well, if you're just thinking about ease of fulfillment and just trying to keep it as centered as possible, well, what you're also forgetting is that there is different market dynamics, which is the more you're doing for someone, the more they're going to want to buy. So the simpler the offer, the simpler the service, the simpler the thing they're buying, the less people are going to want to buy, right? So it's a matter of balancing. Is it super easy and simple to deliver because it's just simple, like Facebook ad, like a lead gen campaign? And then if you're, let's say you productize lead gen, you acquire businesses, maybe you go after real estate agents. You're like, hey, here are the ads for home buyers or home sellers that work. Here is the targeting that works, 25-mile radius, whatever bullshit. Here's the copy that works, and here's the funnel, and here's the CRM, right? Like that's super productized. It's super simple. Like even I could get 3 VAs in the Philippines, and it could fulfill on $1 million a month off of that infrastructure or that service, that productized service. But here's the thing. Well, then there are probably 5,000 kids in India, 5,000 kids in Europe, 5,000 kids in Canada, 5,000 kids in every state in America who can do that too and who wants to copy your same productized service because it's so simple to deliver. It's also simple to replicate. So now you're competing with 5,000 people in 52 states, which is like 250,000 people, I think. Maybe 2.5 mil. I don't know. You do the math and you give me the number. And then you're competing with 5,000 kids in every single city in India. You're competing with 5,000 kids in every single country in Europe. And then you're like, oh, why am I broke? Because there's a million people selling the same simple bullshit productized service that is super easy to replicate. So now your mindset was, I think when you're creating it is, oh, let me make it easy so I can just go hard on acquisition. But then you forgot that, well, if it's easy, then it's easy to replicate. If it's easy to replicate, then it's easy to get it outside anywhere. I can just go hire the 3 VAs who've worked in another agency and get them to do it. And now, since there are a million people doing the same thing, now it's a commodity. And since it's a commodity, you can't charge as much money. It's like you trying to buy gas or trying to buy internet, and there's a company charging you $5,000 a month when there is internet companies that are selling it for 50, $100 a month. There's no way that this $5,000 a month company is going to stay in business because the same thing they're delivering for 5K a month is being sold for $50 a month. So it's good to, you need to understand that there is, you can't just be like, oh, this is the truth. There's like a truth here, another truth, and all combined give you the whole truth in business. And this is where I see a lot of entrepreneurs fail to succeed, because they look at this one guru who's telling them, and it might be me, it might be, hey, Serge saying build and release is the right thing. No, build and release is good at a specific timeline in business. It's all contextual. Like it's about the context that you're in, right? Actually brings me to this idea. We're not going to be getting anyone who doesn't have specific skills to jump into GCP, which is our main program where we sell infrastructures. Actually, December 21st, by the end of this live, I'm actually going to be announcing the last webby we're going to be doing for this a year. We're going to be relaunching growthspecialist.io. We realized that a lot of founders who are having a hard time scaling their business has nothing to do with the fact that the build and release is not the right thing for them. It's just that they don't have the 5 foundational skills required to make anything successful. One is researching and analyzing macro trends in any niche, in any market, in any vertical. You need to be able to find the right offers, the right niches where the demand is way higher than the supply. Okay? When you do that, it allows you to build offers that are super easy to scale. Okay? Why? Because if there is more demand than there is supply, anybody who jumps on that offer is going to make insane amounts of money. So research and analysis of markets and of macro trends, so you can build the best offers, you can pick the best angle, the best sales angle, the best fulfillment for that niche that you're helping. That's skill number 1. If you can't do your own research and find the truth in any market, then you're going to be broke, because no other skills after this one matters if you can't break down markets and catch trends. Okay? My first trend that I ever rode, is that the word? To ride past? I rode that trend, guys. I rode that thing to the moon. Okay? So let me give you guys a quick story. The first time I realized how powerful leveraging trends, and guys, please pay attention to this, because this is actually going to be a YouTube video. We're gonna cut this part and we're gonna make it into a YouTube video, guys. Please pay attention to this. The first time I realized how powerful trends were was this moment, and I'm gonna say it for my business, and I'm gonna give you guys an example of a client who did it, who would help to do it. It was back when in 2022, I would say October, no, right around end of September. Okay. I was doing some research. We were working with a lot of e-commerce agencies, and I was like, man, selling Facebook ad is becoming a bitch. It's hard to get leads. It's hard to book appointments. When you do book those appointments, the market is super like resistant, right? They don't want to pay anything. They want all performance based. They don't want to get rid of their money. Okay. And then I started looking at YouTube. I like to use YouTube. And if you guys join growthspecialist.io, I'm going to show you guys how I find trends. I started looking at YouTube and I saw this trend. Specific YouTube videos were going way more viral than any other thing. Okay. And they were all around the term of creatives, creative this, creative that, creatives. And I was like, okay, guys, okay, cool. Boom, planned a webinar, said, hey guys, every single e-commerce agency, anybody selling Facebook ad to brands, stop selling Facebook ad, turn it into a creative agency where you help brands get creative, get UGCs. All right. Okay, so here's the impact of what that did. That same month, we went from $140,000 a month to $340,000 a month the following month. Okay. In 30 days, I added over $200,000 more in revenue. No, not in revenue, in cash collected for my business. Imagine September, you made $140,000. End of month, the following month, you collect $200,000 more. without any ad spend, without nothing. No more attention was acquired. No more nothing was done. I just saw this trend. So, and then the following month, another $384,000 in cash collected. The following month, over $500,000 in cash collected. That's $1 million in 90 days. 15 months before, if you were told me that I would collect $1 million in 90 days, I'd have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? It was impossible to collect. It's almost impossible because, guys, I don't know if you guys understand this, but I spent in that timeline, I probably spent less than like 8K on ads in 4 months. 8K on ads, which is like 2K a month on average. And I didn't necessarily increase the amount of outreach I was doing. I didn't increase the amount of setters I had. I didn't increase the sales team size. We only had 2 closers, right? And it's in that moment that I was like, holy shit, is leveraging trends super important. So when I say that being able to leverage, to just understand, be smart around looking at macro trends in a market and leveraging those, it's probably a 9-figure skill set. Okay. So as a growth specialist in the program, that's going to be number one skill that we try to master in for people who are trying to scale businesses, right? Let's forget lead gen, forget appointment setting, forget that's commoditized skills. Today you can go find someone to do appointment setting, someone to do sales by literally opening your eyes. If I open my eyes in my penthouse, right, and I opened the blinds and I looked 100 meters, right, so I'm super high in the sky, so I can look at one home. The home that I will lay my eyes on, I'm sure there is a closer in that home or an appointment setter. So it's like, it's super not hard to find those skills. Okay. But the $1 billion scale is being smart and picking things that are going on in the market. You are literally able to look at reality and being able to find that one lever that you can pull to make millions of dollars. Okay. So that's going to be skill number one. Skill number two is generating attention. Important. Outbound versus inbound. Skill number three is going to be owning audiences. How do you create systems to collect data? And how do you build communities? Building communities is an amazing skill. Okay. Mainly it's along the lines of collecting data, owning people's information, and owning that attention, right? Like I have 100+ people, hundreds of people on this live on all the platforms. And it's like, it's just another Wednesday and I'm just have a bunch of people looking at me talk my shit. Okay. But that's going to be skill number three. We're going to be getting you guys to master building audiences, building systems that collect data. Skill number four is going to be educating at scale and changing beliefs at scale. Okay. This is also another skill that helped me be successful pretty relatively easily. Back when I was running my first agency, the way that I would structure my sales process was I would do outbound, not to book appointments, but to get people educated. So I had this process selling VSL that I would send to 15, 20 people a day. And I would end up booking 2-3 appointments a day. And I would end up closing 1 or 2 clients every single week. I was doing my own outbound in Facebook groups and I was just sending one asset and that would do all the work for me. So one of the things that I want clients to have mastered before they start selling infrastructures within GCP is, hey, come in ready to sell, ready to have mastered how to build sales assets that create high intent prospects. If you're getting on sales calls with people who are like, okay, so tell me what you do, and they're super laid back like this, and they don't actually want to hear anything you say, and they're like, hey, are you here to sell me? Of course I'm fucking here to sell you, bro. What do you think this is? You think that we live in a world where people don't sell each other? So it's how do you change that mindset? How do you get someone super qualified before they ever jump on a sales call, right? Never get anybody on a sales call before they've been given value, before you've created goodwill. Okay. And sales, I think this fourth scale is really how to create sales assets to give value and change beliefs so that by the time someone is on the sales call, they believe in what you sell. Now the sales call is just like, hey, what's the price point? How can we make it work? I have clients who are like, hey, I'm sure you guys have seen me talk about this. I don't necessarily keep private the prices of our program. It's 20 grand, 15 grand if you get an incentive based pricing. And prospects who jump on a call with my sales team, they already fucking know the price, right? My closers are just there to collect money. But that's completely different than what a lot of these other people do, right? They'll just say, hey, come here, I'll just show you this, and then we're gonna negotiate. No, 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 no. Hey, come on a sales call when you're ready to buy. Don't come on a sales call to try to give us some weird objections. You know you need more leverage. You know you need better models. You know you need to scale your fulfillment. So if you believe you need that, and if you resonate with the growth creator model, then just let's work. Let's build. So that's going to be skill number 4, and then skill number 5 is going to be um, appointment setting, building conversation flows, and closing, and building all the sales process. So that's going to be growth specialist. Is going to be launching in December. No, December 21st. We're going to be doing one last Webby. I'm going to be making a post and sending an email on how you guys can register. But yeah, guys, like these 5 skills: research and analysis of macro trends, attention, outbound versus inbound, owning attention, educating at scale, converting, and just turning attention into money. Appointment setting, closing, all those systems, all those skills those 5 skills. If you don't master those skills, don't try to don't try to sell infrastructure as an offer, because you don't yet understand, you don't yet have what it takes to not go crazy or to not fail. Because I've seen a bunch of companies. I was looking at how many clients we've had in the last 24 months. We've had over 4,300 clients, and um, I realized that I looked at data and I was like, the people are not failing because the opportunity isn't good. They're failing because they don't have all these 5 skills mastered, right? So I'm like, well, instead of us canceling 65% of everyone who wants to work with us because they don't have the skills, let's just build a product where we give them the skills and we show them how to apply the skills. And you can either go work in a company as a growth specialist and easily earn 10K a month, or apply those skills in your business and scale it. Scale. Because those 5 skills will make it inevitable for you not to scale. That's a guarantee. I can put my money where my mouth is every day of the week. Okay, cool. All right. So shall we get back to a little Q&A, little Q&A sesh ski? I'm going to scroll back down towards the bottom, but yeah, because I went on a little monologue. I hope you guys didn't find it annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll. Okay, cool. What are the 5 skills? I just explained them. Hopefully they were good. Let's go on YouTube. Cool. How do you keep track of that many clients without things falling off the rails? We have different systems to do that. Serge, I have 8 case studies selling leads to painters, reno companies. Should I go retainer or commission? You should figure out a way to make money. I wouldn't know exactly which model is going to be best for you, but you should figure out. But anyway, I wanted to announce that anyone who joins NBL is going to be we're going to be picking a winner in NBL to give them free access to growthspecialist.io when it launches on December 21st. Okay. Not only that, but I'm also going to be giving away $10,000 over the next 4 weeks. What that means is I'm going to send you a little bit of money so you can, I don't know what you want to buy. I was thinking I could buy some Call of Duty last night. I made a tweet. I was like, maybe it would be nice last week of December buying a PS5, a PlayStation, on the projector, a little Call of Duty, bring me back to my childhood. I loved Call of Duty. I think I was good. I was pretty good. But I've been, grinding so much that I'm like, maybe I should start a new hobby, which is playing Call of Duty. and stop, chill out with the wine nights, okay? But either Call of Duty, or the best games were Call of Duty for me, or Most Wanted. I was Most Wanted, the cars, the car games, the driving games. You couldn't beat me. I was like a legend. I was a legend. I was a legend. Anyway, cool. So we're gonna be doing a giveaway. The details for the giveaway are gonna be coming up next. But if you're part of NBL, we got amazing things to give you guys. Not only just money, but also the December 31st, we're gonna be picking a winner who gets access to GS.io for free. So if you guys want to acquire some amazing skills and potentially even have the opportunity to work with for us, like if you join growth specialist and your goal is to join a company and apply those skills, and you're really good and you can prove that, like, hey, you've applied this and you've given a business results, I'd love to have you part of client acquisition.io. Okay. So that's going to be the game. It's like, that's good. And then, yeah, but anyway, we're going to be dropping a video to announce the giveaway. Okay, cool. So what other questions? Is there any other questions on YouTube that we can answer? Most Wanted. Yes, sir. Hey, Serge, I've taken to your way of business. Um, Wait 1 second. I'm currently running my boutique agency in a custom manner. I have a network that will allow me to scale master current clients or expand. Or I don't like boutique businesses because you're just someone else owns you, and if you lose one client, you lose a big portion of your revenue. So I don't like that. I like scale, and then to a few businesses, you give them more attention. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Cool. Which setters, growth specialists stand out in your applications? The ones who've mastered the 5 skills I mentioned. Someone who can find the attention. Someone who can find, um, yeah, someone who can find the attention for me. Someone who can help drive more traffic, ownership of that attention, and then someone who can send them sales assets, and someone who can convert them. Cape Town in Jan. I'm probably going to jump. Probably will be there in February, late January, early Feb is when I'm probably going to be going to Cape Town. So do you don't think that having an appointment setting agency is the way to go? No, I think, wait, what the fuck? I never said that. You need to start doing the work first before you try to scale, right? So I never said and done for you agency is bad. I just said it doesn't scale, right? And the message of selling infrastructures is not to beginners. Every beginner watching this, do not sell infrastructures. Do not sell infrastructures. Do not sell. Don't try to go there. I'm not talking to you. Okay? I'm talking to the people who are tired of losing clients, churning clients, not making any money, working hard but never getting ahead, who already are running businesses. Okay? That's the important thing. Anyway, the only person who should relate to build and release is someone who's faced the pain that I bring out, right? If you're a beginner and you've watched Iman's video or you watched Hormoz's $100 million offer book, you shouldn't try to be selling infrastructure because you don't know nothing, right? Why doesn't it done for your agency scale? I never said it doesn't scale. I never said it doesn't scale. But I'll let you figure it out. You tell me a year from now how more money you're making back then. How do you find trends in niches that are big but underserved? Well, you're gonna find someone who's already in that thing, right? So you're gonna need to find assets. You're gonna need to figure out a way where you can see the trends and the search. I like to use intent platforms like Google and YouTube to find how much something is being looked up, right? And that's how I kind of like find trends. When is a good transition from agency to selling infrastructure, money wise? I think when you're already making over, 15K, 20K a month, you can transition. 30K a month if you want to push it. Um, yeah. Hey Serge, love from India. I have a question. My niche is remodeling and painters market in the US, Canada. What's the best method of getting appointments? You can do cold outreach, right? That's one. Wait 1 second. Is IG bugging? Poor connection. How is it poor connection when
Yeah, I think it's
it's
anything else is working.
okay, cool. What's the best method for getting appointments to love from India? I'm your fan student. I would probably say paid ads is really simple. It's really super easy to get appointments in local niche. So I would suggest you go that route. And oops, sorry guys. I think something is up with Instagram. Okay, we're good. Um, Facebook ad, but I probably maybe if you don't have a budget, I would suggest you do Facebook groups and you just go find people, groups of people who are in that niche, and then you send them DMs every day, and then you also send them an asset to educate them on the process you use to help them get results. I'm in dentist niche cold calling for their short form content, but gatekeeper didn't talk to. Oh my god, I wouldn't sell short form content through cold calling. That's a little fucking crazy. You're gonna be depressed before you make any money. You're gonna quit. So I would suggest you start selling it through content. Use content to sell content, right? Is it smart to first work for someone who's doing what you want to do? For example, becoming a GS? Yeah, 1,000%. One of the angle for growth specialists that IO is going to be for people who don't already run businesses. We're actually going to be getting them to work in businesses. We're actually going to be pairing them up with some of our partners, some of our businesses that we're already scaling, so they can be the growth specialist, applying every single insight system um, that we have that scales a business. Okay, so that's going to be that. 1,000% working for someone else is always the best because you get to actually learn, and the feedback loop is super like um, short. It's super fast, right? All right, I'm trying to find some. When I started out, did I do free trials? Not really. I charged money, right? Not a lot of money, but I tried to charge money, right? How do you adapt your offer if client is already doing things like ads? Do you decrease price? No, you don't. You just sell other problems. You just solve other problems. You figure out someone who's running ads, what problems are they facing? Okay, cool. All right, guys. So I think that should be it for today's live. What are your thoughts on why ecom owners prefer build and release versus hiring an agency if they haven't reached the revenue level where they would want to go in house? That's a good question, but I think the question doesn't make a little bit of sense. So here's the thing: if a brand pays you to build an infrastructure, is because the cost of doing it in house and building it out and figuring everything out would probably require them to hire infinitely more people to apply the thing. Okay, but when you do build it, you charge them once and give it to the team that's currently in house to manage it, then it's not as expensive. So the goal is you're almost like a fractional team that they're accessing, okay? And then and then you're allowing them to have cost savings by fractionally leveraging your team, and then it's like you end up being their in-house team, but you're not staying there, so you're not staying on their payroll. So that's why people would rather do that. How good do you need to be at a task before outsourcing it? It depends. Do you have money and do you have less time? Then buy back your time. Don't wait to be good at anything. I don't think I don't think Hormozy tries to be good at adding captions on his videos, right? All right, cool, perfect. So since Instagram is bugging a little bit, I'm gonna just end it for now. For all the IG people, hopefully you guys are having good time. I don't know why it's having poor connection. It's super weird. But anyway, guys, for IG, we're gonna end it right now. Ciao. View insights, share. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna change the title. Live Q&A. And growth specialist launch / giveaway. $10,000 giveaway. All right, guys. So join Natural Born Leader if you want to be part of the giveaway and if you want to get access to growth specials that are here for free. Thank you guys for participating in today's live Q&A. I'm probably going to be doing this at least once a month. I think these are good. And I hope you guys found it really helpful. Thank you guys so much. Again, acquire the skills, the 5 skills: research and analysis of macro trends, attention, either outbound or inbound. Outbound can be cold DMs, cold calls, cold emails. Inbound, paid ads. Okay. Then learn how to own attention by leveraging communities or building systems to collect data. Then master educating at scales and changing beliefs. And the last one is going to be converting. Okay. So that means that we're going to launch Growth Specialist.io for anybody who's making less than 15K a month, who's currently struggling and who just want to master better, more things. And then once you've mastered those skills, consistently making good money, then take the skills and the business that you've been helping, then go sell the infrastructures at scale, and then scale them to 6 figures a month, multiple 6 figures a month. Okay. That's it for today. Love y'all. Have a beautiful day. Ciao.